Oh, I'll swerve your driver. You better believe it. Welcome back. North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un has reportedly executed his defense minister. That's awful. Hyun Yong-chol, you know the guy. And to sharpen the point, he took him out with an anti-aircraft gun. Yes, one of those giant things that takes down like choppers and helicopters and planes and bad people. Kim has a spectacularly gory track record dealing with those closest to him. In 2013, he apparently took out a very senior government official, Jang Song-thaek, who happened to be his uncle. Reports claim that he was stripped naked and fed to 120 hungry dogs, but those reports were later found to be false. And then there was his ex-girlfriend, Hyung Sang-wol. He allegedly killed her too, although I think I saw her on Young and the Restless last week, and she's doing quite well. So what is crazier, being Kim Jong-un or getting close to him? Michael Malice is here to discuss, because he is the North Korean expert we turn to. He is the author of Dear Reader. He's been to North Korea. He's written about North Korea, and he knows it all too well. So what do you think when you hear stories of an execution like this? Who would be so silly as to disrespect Kim Jong-un in this environment?
Well, this is kind of not par for the course, despite what people think.
How is it different?
Because people in the States, as soon as you hear anything about North Korea, you assume that the most evil or crazy story is true.
Yeah.
From the history of when North Korea started, when people fall in from favor, they're not automatically executed. They get demotions, and he himself got demoted in 2012. They get exiled with their families to the countryside, or they get shipped abroad to be ambassadors to Poland. Kim Jong-il did that to his uncle. Rather than execute him, they sent him to be the ambassador to Poland.
That's a much nicer thing to do. Why is Kim Jong-un proving to be such a bully?
So this is a very, very tricky game he's playing, because when you have, you can defy reality as the dictator. You can make decrees all you want, but you can't defy the consequence of reality. And social psychology really does come to play with these dictatorships. And when the people at the top, all these generals, start to get nervous, that's going to be very, very bad for the man at the top of the pyramid. So this is him being very kind of nervous with the trigger finger, and it's a very big sign of instability for the regime.
You know, according to these intelligence reports, which are not necessarily trustworthy, he was executed in front of 100 people with an anti-aircraft gun. I mean, that is gory, that is brutal, and very public, it sounds.
Oh, well, they constantly have public executions in North Korea in all the villages, and little kids run up and get the little bullet casings as souvenirs, and you're forced to watch it with the whole town, just because this is a great thing that we're killing a class enemy. So public executions are par for the course in North Korea. But it's very kind of rare when these big shots are executed, because in a way that's the leader admitting, I had someone in the hierarchy who my judgment in them was flawed. So very often they're just, never mentioned again and shushed away. It's very odd that they're, executed. However, towards the end of his life, Kim Jong-il increased everyone's salaries in North Korea by 1,000%. Inflation hit 1,000%, and as a result of this, he shot his finance minister. This really happened. So there's all sorts of wacky anecdotes from both sides in North Korea.
That's what happens when you ban Bibles and Milton Friedman.
Yeah, sure.
When people don't know basic economics or good from bad, then horrible things tend to happen to people. But apparently all Hyun Yong-chol did was fall asleep in meetings.
Well, that was surely an excuse, and I doubt falling asleep is going to be the issue that brings him down. What happens is when you're at the very top, you always have to be psychic. You have to anticipate what this leader wants. Like, for example, they shut down the borders because of the Ebola fear. Now, was that the right choice? Well, if Ebola got in, then someone's going to pay the price for that. If Ebola didn't get in, you're losing tourist money. So no matter what choice you make economically in a North Korean regime, you're taking a chance with your life, because if you make the wrong decision, you're the one who's going to have to be punished for it.
It's so weird to think that they have a tourism industry, but they absolutely do. I mean, you've been there, you've been a part of it, and I hope that somehow the region stabilizes. I know even China has the yips about North Korea.
I hope them to destabilize, because when you destabilize...
That's what I meant. When I said stabilize, I meant destabilize, because that's a way better word, bro. Okay. Michael Malice, thank you for bringing light to such a dark subject.
Thank you so much, Kennedy.
Thank you, indeed.